Welcome to the Love, Laugh, Live chat show with myself and Dav Ubi. Pyar karo, hasso ta juk juk jiyo wala show.
So our show is all about creating and guiding you in how to manifest a more fulfilling life that you deserve and desire, and how to raise your consciousness through loving, laughing and living. So my name is Davinder Ubi. I'm a life and spiritual coach, and sitting next to me, my beautiful co-host.
Thank you, Dav. My name is Gurdyal Garcha and I'm an empowerment and resilience coach.
So ਅੱਜ ਦਾ topic ਕੀ ਹੈ ਗੁਰਦਿਆਲ?
So ਅੱਜ ਦਾ topic ਹੈਗਾ ਆ, because we're all aware that it's a mental health awareness week, ਕਿ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਮਨ ਦਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਖਿਆਲ ਰੱਖਦੇ ਆ, so ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ ਵੀ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ it can be good mental health as opposed to not so good mental health. So ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, you know, looking after your mental health is not something we should just do if we are struggling. So ਇਹਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਵੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਸੋਚਣੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਇਹ ਕਦੇ ਕਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਲੁੱਕ ਆਫਟਰ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ, ਇਹਦੀ ਲੁੱਕ ਆਫਟਰ ਕਰਨੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ every day, ਪਰ ਕਿ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ, we only look after it when we feel stressed, or we feel down, or we feel upset or worried and angry. So we only think that there's something wrong then. But just like physical health, mental health is as important, if not more important. Because जो कुछ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਾਡੇ ਸਰੀਰ ਤੇ ਅਸਰ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਆ, ਪਰ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹੀਦਾ ਚਲੋ you know ਅੱਜ ਮੈਂ I was feeling a bit down today, ਚਲੋ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ, ਪਰ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ sometimes that can end up being in a much you can end up being in a much darker place. So ਮੈਂ ਇਹਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਕਿ excuse me ਕਿ ਸ਼ੁਰੂ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਵੀ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਮੂਡ ਆਫ ਆ, ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਬਾਲਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ, ਪਰ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਉਹ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਮੂਡ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ, ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਬਾਹਰਲੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਬਹੁਤ ਖਰਾਬ ਆ, ਮੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਚੰਗੀ ਲੱਗਦੀ, so you start feeling more and more depressed and low. ਤਾਂ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕਿਤੇ you know some people you know unfortunately go to the other extreme where they might want to take their own life. So this is where it's really important ਵੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਆਉਂਦੇ ਆ that you start to look at what you're feeling, what you're thinking, ਤਾਂ ਉਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਆਪਣੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਚੇਂਜ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ। ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿਮ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਈਦਾ ਆ, ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਆਪਣੇ ਮਸਲ ਬਿਲਡ ਕਰਨੇ ਪੈਣੇ ਆ, resilience you know ਐਕਸਰਸਾਈਜ਼ ਕਰਨ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ you build stamina, ਉਹ ਵੀ ਟਾਈਮ ਪਾ ਕੇ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ, ਸਾਲ ਲੱਗ ਸਕਦਾ, 2 ਸਾਲ ਲੱਗ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, ਪਰ ਸਾਡੀ ਮੈਂਟਲ ਹੈਲਥ ਵੀ ਉੱਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਆ, ਹੌਲੀ ਹੌਲੀ ਸਾਨੂੰ we have to invest that time every day, ਸੋਚਣਾ ਪੈਣਾ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦੇ ਆ, ਵਧੀਆ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਘਟਿਆ ਆ, ਆਪਣੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਂ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਬਾਰੇ ਜਾਂ ਦੋਨੇ. So it's so important that we really take care of that, and that's why this week is all about mental health awareness week.
So it's preventative measures ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿ ਰਹੇ ਹਾਂ. So ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਸੋਚੋ physical aspect part of your experience, you won't leave it till ਇੱਕ ਬਹੁਤ sinister ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਨਾ ਹੋ ਜਾਵੇ. You want to do something that you avoid that from happening, like you're eating healthy, you are doing exercise वगैरह. You're not waiting till something nuksan ho jaye and then you're forced to make those changes. Sometimes people ਅਸੀਂ call ਕਰਦੇ ਆ and we think oh ਚੱਲੂਗਾ, you know, it doesn't matter, I can get away eating this, I can get away with not exercising. But ਜਦੋਂ ਸੱਚੀ ਬਿਮਾਰੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਏ, something sinister happens, then you're forced to make that change. Here's the same thing, don't start making those changes when you have no choice. Same with mental health, you'll start getting a bit of signs like you're feeling a little bit low, you're waking up feeling for apparent reason ji ka man pare aanda, and for no reason you're feeling like I don't know why, I'm just feeling like घबराहट ji ho rahi hai, and gussa aa raha hai me, or suddenly just feeling frustrated. These are little signs, little red flags saying that there's something that you need to pay attention to, and it's usually something that you are thinking about or believing something which is not the truth. Same with like the physical part of you, you're getting those signs when you're getting feeling a little bit of like headaches or something, you know, blood pressure, something's happening, or you're feeling, you know, the diabetes, something there's kicking in, because it's telling you signs already. It's same mental health, the same thing. So we got to keep a balance, that we can't just think about the physical side and not bother about the mental or the spiritual side, or we just think about the spiritual side and we're not thinking about the mental or the physical side. Sara kuch in equally proportion balance hona chahiye, as you be thinking your mental part of you, the physical part of you, the emotional side of you, and the spiritual side. All these four have to be in balance to create that homeostasis where everything, that's when you can experience a real fulfilling life.
And just carrying on from that a little bit, कई बारी हुंदा कई बारी सानू पता नहीं हुंदा that we're feeling that down. You know, कदे कदे हुंदा है भी जे थोड़ी friend कहंदी है भी आज ਆਪਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਚੱਲੀਏ, you know, let's go there, ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ normally you would खुश होके चल जाना सीगा, but sometimes the sign is तुसी कहना नहीं मेरा जी नहीं करदा, आज नहीं मेरा जी करदा. So हौली हौली पैटर्न बन जाता है कि you just stop going, you start withdrawing. तुसी फिर अपने घर दे विच ही सोचते हैं भी एवें मैं काते जाना फलाने तां मेरा जी नहीं करदा उठन नू, you know, नहाउण नू जां रेडी होण नू भी मेरे लिए एफर्ट ज़्यादा लगदी है. So you stop taking care of yourself or engaging in activities. So these are other signs that ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਚ ਸਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ, ਪਰ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਨਹੀਂ ਪਤਾ because you're just slowly feeling lower and lower. But what we're doing, ਹੁਣ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ 7 ਐਗਜ਼ਾਮਪਲ ਦੇਣੇ ਆ ਕਿ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨੋਟਿਸ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹੋ ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਰੀਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, the spirituality. ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਵੀ you don't notice what's happening, but this is why it's important that when ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ you can think actually ਆ ਮੈਨਾਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ, so I need to change my habit so that I don't go deeper and deeper into some. फिर बाद च गोलियां खानियां पैणियां आ 6 महीने साल महीने to get yourself back up into that normal homeostasis, which is what you've just said. पर ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਨ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਖਿਆਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, ਸਰੀਰ ਦਾ ਵੀ ਖਿਆਲ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ, spirituality ਵੀ emotionally ਸਾਡੀ ਜ਼ਿੰਮੇਵਾਰੀ ਹੈ. We can do it, and now we're going to give you some examples of ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ.
Even notice this. Normally sometimes to go program kutte jana ho, you're planning some things, yeah I want to go, I'm so excited. So for that moment you think no, I'm very enthusiastic, I love life, but jada jan that time hunda also thinking I don't feel like getting ready, I'm gonna keep on, things like that. That's usually a little bit of a sign there that some things are preventing you that enjoying life. Something part of you thinks I'm not worthy of having fun or looking good. So even that's a little bit of a sign. So these sort of things, got to give a bit of few cues at what's going on. So if you can pick up on these now, not wait till we completely, you know, lose ourselves, completely fall into pieces, we can do something about it now.
Yeah.
So we're going to talk about one of the first ones where we can help to be aware of these mental health issues, like reframe your unhelpful thoughts. So ida matlab hai the way we think, feel and behave are linked. So sometimes we develop patterns of thoughts or behaviors that are unhelpful, so recognizing them and taking steps to think about things differently can improve your mental health and well-being. So really it's all about jidasi things that we eat, you know, that's a diet. You know, and we're conscious of a cheese mere vaste fede vaste a cheese mere fede vaste nahi hegi. So I'm being consciously aware now. So jehde soch vi a or we diet hundi a mental diet, is this soch healthy for me? If it isn't, I need to reframe it, because ਉਹਦਾ ਵੀ energy ਹੁੰਦੀ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ food ਖਾਂਦੇ ਉਹਦੀ ਵੀ energy ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ, ਜਦੋਂ ਸੋਚ ਉਹਦੀ ਵੀ ਵੱਖਰੀ energy ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ. But if I'm thinking of a diet where it's all about very negative, very self-critical, very unproductive, so then you know this is going to create a situation when you are going to completely break down and you lose it. So reframing is in the way of, okay, I've been thinking about this thought, I know it doesn't feel good. The one we think of earlier on, we were saying about let's say you got life treats me unfairly. Life treats me unfairly, that's become your dominant belief, strong belief. So reframing it means, okay, I'll ask, let's say you said that to me, oh, life treats me unfairly, and I'll ask you and say, what, do you really believe that's true?
So ਜੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ ਚ ਕਹੀਏ ਵੀ ਮੇਲੇ ਤਾਂ ਐਵੇਂ ਹੀ ਆ, ਦੁਨੀਆ ਤਾਂ ਮੇਲੇ ਐਵੇਂ ਹੀ ਆ ਵੀ ਸਾਰੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਚੰਗੀ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਟ੍ਰੀਟ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਹੈਗੇ. So that's how you would say in Punjabi, life treats me unfairly, ਕਿ ਮੇਰੀ ਕੋਈ ਕਦਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦਾ.
Similar thing, it's not working in my favor. And then
ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ ਵੀ ਸਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ.
And I'll say to the ਸੱਚੀ ਤੂੰ ਬਹੁਤ ਇੰਨਾ ਪੱਕਾ ਬਲੀਵ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ.
ਮੈਨੂੰ ਸੱਚੀ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਕੰਮ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੇ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਮੇਰੀ ਸੋਚਣ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਉਹ ਕੰਮ ਸਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ, ਸਿਰੇ ਚੜ੍ਹਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ, ਜਾਂ ਮੇਰੇ ਮਨ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਦਾਂ I just feel down.
So how true is it for you? How true is it? 100% true for you?
कि पक्का आ भी पक्की सच्चाई आ नहीं मैनूं लगदा नहीं हो पर मेरा मन है इदां सोचदा आ.
Okay, so reframing it now, because if I ask you, change that around. So my life treats me unfairly. So now I just want you to say, my life treats me fairly.
My life treats me fairly.
So
in
now
Punjabi you'd say
my life मैंने सही treat कर दिया.
yeah.
सही पहले नहीं सही treat करती हूँ, my life does मैंने सही treat कर दिया. So give me examples right now. Okay, you might find it a little bit difficult. Give me examples where life is सही treat कर दिया तैनू.
सही treat कर दिया कि मेरी फैमिली मेरी कदर कर दिया. You know, मैनू कोई फिक्र नहीं हैगा घर दे बिल्लां दा. ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਬੜੀ ਸ਼ਾਂਤ ਹੋ ਕੇ ਆਪਣੇ ਘਰ ਚ ਰਹਿੰਦੀ ਆ.
ਤੂੰ ਆਪੇ ਰੋਟੀ ਖਾਂਦੀ ਆ?
ਆਪੇ ਰੋਟੀ ਖਾਂਦੀ ਆ.
ਤੂੰ ਆਪੇ ਉੱਠਦੀ ਆ ਸਵੇਰੇ?
ਆਪੇ.
ਤੂੰ ਆਪੇ ਬ੍ਰਸ਼ ਕਰਦੀ ਆ?
ਯੈਸ.
ਤੂੰ ਆਪੇ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੀ ਆ?
ਯਾ.
ਤੂੰ ਆਪੇ ਗੱਡੀ ਚਲਾ ਲੈਂਦੀ ਆ?
ਯੈਸ.
ਤੈਨੂੰ ਸਵੇਰੇ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਰੋਟੀ ਮਿਲ ਗਈ ਸੀ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ.
ਰਾਤ ਦੀ ਰੋਟੀ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ?
ਹਾਂਜੀ.
ਸਿਰ ਦੇ ਉੱਪਰ you got a roof over your head?
Yeah.
So there's so many ways life ਤੇਰੇ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਸਹੀ ਠੀਕ ਚੱਲ ਰਹੀ ਆ. So then you say most of the time life treats you unfairly.
ਪਰ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਦੂਜੇ ਪਾਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਗਿਆ ਆ, ਨੈਗੇਟਿਵ ਪਾਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਗਿਆ ਆ ਕਿ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਮੈਂ ਸੋਚਦੀ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਉਹ ਯੂ نو ਜਿੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੋਊਗੀ, ਸੇ ਫॉर ਇੰਸਟੈਂਸ ਆਈਵ ਹੈਡ ਅ ਆਰਗੂਮੈਂਟ ਵਿਦ ਵਨ ਆਫ ਦ ਚਿਲਡਰਨ ਔਰ ਸਮਥਿੰਗ, ਨਿਆਣਿਆਂ ਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਫਿਰ ਉਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਮੇਰਾ ਮਨ ਚੇਂਜ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਮੈਂ ਸੋਚਦੀ ਵੀ ਦੁਨੀਆ ਐਵੇਂ ਹੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਸਾਰੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਕੋਈ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੇਰੀ ਕਦਰ ਕਰਦਾ.
ਇਟਸ ਲਾਈਕ ਦ ਰੈਕੋਰਡ ਉੱਤੇ ਫਸ ਗਿਆ.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
ਲੂਪ 'ਚ ਫਸਿਆ. ਪਰ ਨਾ ਹੁਣ ਤੂੰ ਅੱਛੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਦੱਸਦੀ ਸੀ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਸਹੀ, ਇੱਥੇ ਸਹੀ, ਇੱਥੇ ਸਹੀ, ਇੱਥੇ. How did your ਸਰੀਰ feel then?
ਫਿਰ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਥੋੜਾ ਜਿਹਾ ਸ਼ਰਮਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਵੀ ਯੂ نو life is good but ਮੇਰਾ ਧਿਆਨ
But did you feel heavy as much or did you feel lighter?
I felt heavy first, but ਜਦੋਂ ਗੱਲ ਕੀਤੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ then I felt better and lighter.
So what made you feel better?
Just by being honest and looking at the actual
reality. Just reframing the words. And there's shakti and apne lafz the which.
Yeah.
Just changing it from life treats me unfairly, life is mere waste sahi nahi hai, to mere life mere waste sahi hai. Already just those words started changing her mental state. So all of a sudden now, using those positive words, she now sorry my beautiful girl here is now started has started to secrete, you know, different, you know, her glands are being activated where she's secreting different hormones where she's feeling more uplifted. I didn't do that. Maine kuch kitta. She just realized now that, oh my God, I wasn't paying attention to at all. I had to just reframe. And there are so many, way more areas in my life where life is mere waste sahi treat karte, but we get stuck in that record. And that's all that happened. You had the responsibility. I couldn't put those into you. You decided to make the decision. So this is the power we have, Anni Shaktiya.
Yeah, ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ excuse me, ਡੈਵ ਨੇ ਐਕਸਪਲੇਨ ਕੀਤਾ ਆ, ਇਟਸ ਜਸਟ ਅਬਾਊਟ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਥੋੜੀ ਕਿ ਜੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਬਦਲਣੀ ਆ, ਆਪਣੀ ਸੋਚਣੀ, ਤਾਂ ਉਹ ਬਦਲਣ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਰੀਰ ਤੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਮਨ ਤੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਫੀਲ ਹਲਕਾ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ. ਯੂ نو ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਇਫ ਯੂ ਇਮੈਜਿਨ ਦੇਰਸ ਦ ਮੌਨਸਟਰ ਅੰਡਰ ਦ ਸਟੇਅਰਸ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਕਹਿਣਾ ਵੀ ਆਈ ਡੋਨਟ ਨੋ ਵਾਟ ਯੂ ਸੈਡ ਕਾਲ ਅ ਮੌਨਸਟਰ ਅੰਡਰ ਦ ਸਟੇਅਰਸ. ਸ਼ੈਤਾਨ. I just think of ਸ਼ੈਤਾਨ. There's that new film called ਸ਼ੈਤਾਨ as well. ਜਿੱਥੇ ਆਪਾਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਆ ਥੱਲੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਰੂਮ 'ਚ ਪਏ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਥੱਲੇ ਪੌੜੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਹੇਠਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਖੜਕਾ ਹੋਇਆ, ਜਸਟ ਇਮੈਜਿਨ ਇਨ ਯੋਰ ਹੈਡ. ਪਰ ਉਹ ਮਾੜਾ ਮੋਟਾ ਕੁਛ ਹਿੱਲਿਆ ਹੋਊਗਾ ਹਵਾ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਜਾਂ ਜੋ ਕੁਛ ਵੀ ਆ, ਪਰ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸੋਚਣ ਲੱਗ ਪਏ, ਹਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਥੱਲੇ ਆ, ਹਾਂ ਕੋਈ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਬਰਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਗਲਾ ਦਬਾ ਦੇਣਾ ਆ, ਸਮਰੀਜ਼ ਕਰਨੇ ਖੇਡ ਦੁੰਦਰ ਆਈ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੀ ਹੋ ਜਾਣਾ, ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਛ ਕਰ ਦੇਣਾ, ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਲੁੱਟ ਲੈਣਾ ਆ, ਸਾਨੂੰ ਸੁੱਤੇ ਪੈਰ ਮਾਰ ਸੁੱਟਣਾ ਆ. ਸੋ ਕੁਛ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ, ਬਟ ਉਹੀ ਸੋਚਣ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਅਸੀਂ ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਪੰਜਾਬੀ 'ਚ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਊਠ ਦਾ ਪਹਾੜ ਬਣਾ ਲਿਆ. ਬਟ ਬਿਕਾਜ਼ ਦੈਟਸ ਹਾਊ ਪਾਵਰਫੁਲ ਆਵਰ ਥੋਟਸ ਆਰ. ਸੋ ਸਮਥਿੰਗ ਦੈਟਸ ਟਾਈਨੀ, ਪਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਡਰਦੇ ਥੱਲੇ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋ, ਕਹਿਣਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਦੇਖਣਾ ਵੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਆਈ ਡੋਂਟ ਵਾਂਟ ਟੂ ਫੇਸ ਦੈਟ. ਸਕਦੇ ਯੂ نو ਮਾਈਟ ਸੈਂਡ ਮਾਈ ਹਸਬੈਂਡ ਔਰ ਸਮਬਡੀ ਐਲਸ ਜਦ ਥੱਲੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਦੇਖ ਖੜਕਾ ਕੀ ਹੋਇਆ, ਯੂ نو ਜਸਟ ਟੂ ਮੇਕ ਸ਼ੋਰ ਐਵਰੀਥਿੰਗਸ ਓਕੇ. ਪਰ ਸਾਡੀ ਸੋਚਣੀ ਇੰਨੀ ਡੂੰਘੀ ਆ ਕਿ ਅਸੀਂ ਇੰਨੀ ਕੁ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਬਹੁਤ ਵੱਡੀ ਬਣਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਹਾਂ. ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਸਿਚੁਏਸ਼ਨ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ where we think, you know, you know माड़ी की जी सट लगी, you know just imagine you fallen over, थोड़ा गोडे ते माड़ी की जी सट लगी, पर तुसी आपने दिमाग हाय पता नहीं की हो जाना मेरी लात में, पता नहीं मेरी हड्डी टूट गई, पता नहीं कोई इन्फेक्शन पै जानी है, पता नहीं मेरी लात बढ़ देगी. You know what I mean? You just make such a big thing out of something small. जे किसी ने थोड़े बारे कुछ कहता, पता नहीं मेरे बारे काते कहता, मैं तो इदा हाँ, मैं इन्नी चंगी हाँ, मैं इन्नी लोगों ने हेल्प कर दी हाँ, जा आ कर दी. So you just, this is the small thing that becomes, it mushrooms out of control, and all it is, ये साड़ी सोच नहीं है, ये सच्चाई नहीं है, ये साड़ा imagination है कि इदा हो गया. पर जेडी सच्चाई है भी, जे किसी ने कुछ थोड़े बारे कह भी देता, so what? है ना, उन्होंने केड़े थोड़ी जिदा पैर की कुआड़ी मारी, that's an expression, है ना, उन्होंने एक दफा कह के चल गया. Yes, exactly.
पासी कितनी बार अपने कही जाते हैं.
So ਅਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਦਾ enemy ਆ. So we have to control our thoughts. ਜਿਹੜੀ ਸੱਚਾਈ ਆ, stick to the ਸੱਚਾਈ. You know, don't think beyond that. ਕਿ ਜੇ ਤਾਂ ਗੱਲ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਕੋਈ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਕਹੀ, ਜੇ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਪੁੱਛਣਾ ਆ ਪੁੱਛ ਲਵੋ, ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ forget about it. ਆਪ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਚੁੱਪ ਕਰਕੇ ਕੰਮ ਕਰੋ. So this is the important thing about reframing unhelpful thoughts. ਸੱਚਾਈ ਦੇ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਰਹੋ, ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਅਸਲੀਅਤ ਆ, not what you think is actually just going to damage you. करके ਉਹ ਗੱਲਾਂ सोच के तुसी ऊँट दा पहाड़ बना सकते. There's no need.
But we never know सच्चाई की है, right?
We never do.
We never do, right? In any situation. But all we got to have the power, think in such a way that it doesn't create me mental craziness, you know. So I can just be in peace and ना पागल हो जाओ.
ਅਸੀਂ ਪਾਗਲ ਤਾਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਆ. But that's a good pagal.
That's a good pagal. That's divanapan.
Yes.
You know, but I'm just saying to see, to the responsibility here, like don't make it worse by thinking of the worst scenario, and because we'll never know the truth. But think something that thinking, what can I make this into a good thought? Because if I really care and love myself enough, I don't want to damage myself by thinking about something that's going to be detrimental, that I'm going to short my lifespan just thinking about the negative part of it. So let go of it.
So that's the first one, reframe unhelpful thoughts. Whatever thought comes into your head, spin it around to make it positive, and don't go down that rabbit hole or, you know, create a big issue out of it, because that's not the reality. So that's being mindful of your thoughts. The second one is be in the present. So ਜਦੋਂ ਅਸੀਂ be in the present ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ, we're talking about Jesse ਚਾਹ ਦਾ ਕੱਪ ਪੀਏ, you know, we're making the tea, we're boiling the kettle, we're putting the tea bag in, blah blah blah, and we're holding the cup. So you're fully present. ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੀ ਆ, ਉਸ ਕੱਪ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਵੀ ਚਾਹ ਸਵਾਦ ਮੇਰੀ ਬਣ ਜਾਵੇ. I can sit, relax and drink it. So that's what it means to be fully present. ਮੇਰਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਹੈ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਹੋਰ ਕਿਸੇ ਪਾਸੇ, ਜਾਂ ਪਿਛਲੀਆਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਤੇ, ਜਾਂ ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਅੱਗੇ ਹੋਣਾ ਆ. ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਮੈਂ ਚਾਹ ਦਾ ਕੱਪ ਹੀ ਪੀਣਾ, ਉਹ ਮੈਂ ਬੜੇ ਪਿਆਰ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, you know, ਹਲੀਮੇ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ, I'm going to just enjoy this cup of tea. That's what we're talking about when we're talking about being present. ਕੋਈ ਵੀ ਕੰਮ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰੋ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਪੂਰਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਉਸ ਕੰਮ 'ਚ ਦਿਓ. ਪਚਾਕਤੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਭਾਂਡੇ ਧੋਣੇ ਆ, ਨਿਆਣੇ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਨਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਖਿਆਲ ਪਛਾਣ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣ, ਨਾ ਮੋਹ ਨੂੰ ਜਾਣ, ਤੇ ਜਸਟ ਬੀ ਫੁਲੀ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਟ. ਕਰਕੇ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪ੍ਰੈਜ਼ੈਂਟ ਆ, ਯੂ نو ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਖਿਆਲ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਫਿਕਰ 'ਚ ਹੋ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ, ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਉਸ ਹਿਸਾਬ ਨਾਲ ਚੱਲ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦਾ. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਪਛਾਣ ਦਾ ਤਾਂ ਅੱਗੇ ਦਾ ਸੋਚ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਕਦੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇਸ ਟਾਈਮ ਤੇ ਇਸ ਵੇਲੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ fully present ਆ. So that's important. So if we take time to be aware of ourselves and be in the present moment, noticing our own thoughts and feelings and the world around us, we can gain a better perspective. Sometimes this is known as being more mindful. So ਸਾਡਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਉਸੇ ਚੀਜ਼ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਚੀਜ਼ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਾਂ. So that's really important.
So when we talk about meditation, every meditation, so meditation doesn't mean that you're sitting there cross-legged and going om, whatever mantra you're doing. Meditation is like, I'm drinking my cup of tea now, and I'm not going to think about the past or the future. I'm just going to be, this is about focus. Focus is medication. Dhyan. So I'm giving my attention to this tea, because how often, be honest now, sachi daso, how often when we're having a cup of tea and actually during that cup of tea we're thinking, cha pi ke, oh we karna, oh nu bula le, oh nu phone kita, oh ne adha gal kyo kitti si, we do all of that, don't we, when we're drinking tea. So when we think we're relaxing, that's a time, even son, like we think relaxing, I'm going to think about all the things that went wrong or all the things I got to get right tomorrow. We're never allowing ourselves just to be okay and present. So jo roti vi khande ha, shower vi lende ha, brush vi karte, always there, we're not focused, we're not present. oh, but I have to brush my teeth quickly now, so I've got to get this done. Look at yourself in the mirror, oh my God, I need to do this, I need to do that. No, that's not. Meditation means that you're giving something undivided attention, just focusing in that moment. That's what meditation is. So another quick example. So let's say, again, Gudial example, that you're fretting about something you just can't get you're stuck in this loop of something that's bothering you. It just keeps ruminating on it. Yeah. So unless you've just been doing that, and I'll say to you, okay, right now, Gudial, tell me 5 things right now you can see around you.
I can see you.
Yeah, what else?
My hands, my pen, this table, our notes.
So in that moment, yeah. So right now, just in that probably 10, 20 seconds, that thing you kept ruminating, stuck on, were you thinking about that?
No.
How did it stop?
Because you've brought me into the present.
See, that's what
that's what we call being mindful.
And that's what's happened now. All of a sudden, she decided, so automatically, she stopped thinking of something. She'd been stuck in that loop for many hours or probably days. All of a sudden, she just decided, oh, what's around you? And the thought suddenly went. So thoughts are just something fleeting like clouds.
Yeah.
They just come and go. They're not real. If they're real, what's real, eternal, it never goes. So you know that's not real, it's just an illusion. You're thinking about something, whatever happened, you're thinking about because if it was real, it would never go, it's just fleeting. So what's real is the present. So in the present moment, she felt the peace, and all of a sudden, the chaos had gone. That's what's real, the peace, you know, and harmony.
Yeah, definitely. Another exercise, very quickly, it's about touching something, tasting something, smelling something, seeing something and hearing something. So if you use all those 5 senses, ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਾਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਹੱਥ ਲਾਉਂਦੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਟੇਸਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਕੁਝ ਚੀਜ਼ ਸਮੈਲ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਅੱਖਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਦੇਖ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, ਕੰਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਸੁਣ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, that will bring you straight away into the present moment. Anyway, so that's the first one. Second one, sorry, to be fully in the present. The third one is to get good sleep. ਅਸੀਂ ਕਾਫੀ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਕਰਕੇ ਸੌਣ ਦੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਕਰਕੇ if you think about it, in other countries, to stop somebody from sleeping, it was a way of torturing somebody. You know, ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਸੌਣ ਨਾ ਦੇਣਾ, ਉਹ ਬੰਦਾ ਉਦਾਂ ਹੀ ਪਾਗਲ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਕਰਕੇ ਸੌਣ ਤੋਂ ਬਗੈਰ our bodies, our minds, we need sleep because without sleep we can't function. ਤੁਸੀਂ 2 ਦਿਹਾੜੀਆਂ ਨਾ ਸੌਵੋ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਉਧੜੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਗੁਆਚੇ ਲੱਗਦੇ ਆ because your mind is just everywhere. It creates unhappiness. You know, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਸਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ. ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਆ ਜਾਂ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਸਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੁੱਤੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗੇ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਡਰਾਈਵ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ you make mistakes because you're through lack of sleep and then also ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਸਲਾਹ ਵੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਦੇਣੀ ਆ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਗਲਤ ਆ because sleep affects your decision making skills. Also you become paranoid or you become to hallucinate. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਚੀਜ਼ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਜਾਂ ਉਹਨੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਗਲਤ ਕੀਤਾ. You start imagining things which are not there. So this is how important sleep is. I mean ਕਈ ਵਾਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਵੀ sleep ਸੌਣਾ ਕਿਹੜਾ ਕੋਈ ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਆ but it is so important for your mental health. You know, getting a good 6 to 8 hours sleep every day is one of the most important things for you to rest. कई बार ऐसी सोचते हैं कि जैसी ना भी सोइए, it doesn't matter, but that is where we get the rest. That is where we reset our minds, our body, and through that rest, you just feel better as a human being.
Yeah, there's a reason why our bodies need the rest because that's where our bodies go into regeneration. So whatever we've been stressing out throughout the day, sleep is a time when the body goes into deep, you know, regeneration, and we allow ourselves to become ready for the next day. And without the rest, we will deteriorate to the state that we can never make solid, concrete decisions. We'll always be in confusion, and life is just going to get so difficult for us. So now we're going to talk about the next one, connect with others. This is very, very important because spending time with friends or family, talking to someone about how we are feeling or finding ways to help other people can all stop you from feeling lonely and improve your mental health and well-being. This can be online, by phone, or seeing someone in person. I personally always like to see somebody in person because there's something energetically, beautifully happening. So connecting with others is so important. Like we said, during the lockdown, so many people suffered, and how much did the mental health people suffering? Any cases rise ho gaye sige, there's lots of suicides and horrible things happening, and people, our loved ones, we never imagined it, especially as people who I thought were very active people, who were always out and about and always kept themselves busy. During the lockdown, I saw the complete opposite. They suffered and they had horrible mental breakdowns. So, so we keep ourselves healthy by connecting, and like we said, we're social beings. We need to touch. We need to hug. We need to also, we strengthen our immune systems. We catch each other's viruses and bugs, and that allows us to strengthen our immune system. We build more antibodies, especially children and adults. So we need to connect. And and also we realize that because the biggest fear human species have is being alone. So alone means, if you think of a primal instinct, that being alone means that there's this fear of being attacked. So if you're not with the rest of your tribe, your community, so if you think of an animal being alone somewhere in the jungle, it has more chances, probably 99% chances, that it's going to be under attack or be eaten up and be dead. So that's running very hardwired in us. So that's what happens when we're alone here. Something's playing on a very deep level, on a subconscious level, that when we're not connecting with the human species, that is running that program. So we start to go into the mental state of, I need to connect to feel safe.
Yeah. कई बारी ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਾਹਰ ਜਾਣੋਂ ਹਟ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਜਾਂ you stop talking to people, and you kind of start feeling low. That is really quite dangerous, because ਉੱਥੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਦਿਮਾਗ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੜ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਗੱਲਾਂ ਕਰਨ ਲੱਗ ਪੈਂਦੇ ਆ, and because you're not connecting with people outside. And the fact is, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਸਟੱਡੀ ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਆ, where loneliness does kill people. ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ loneliness isn't that big a deal, but it is such a big deal. Communication, ਗੱਲਾਂ ਬਾਤਾਂ ਕਰਨੀਆਂ. I mean, within the Asian community, we are very lucky, because gurdwara hai in most places. There's the mandir, and there's other places that we can visit, community centres and those kind of things. But it's so important that when we connect with people, that we talk about how we're feeling and things like that. But at the same time, sanu sochna pena hai bi assi jod kisi naal gall karni hai, we have to be careful, because kai bari assi gall apni dungai ch ja lende ha, and we tell somebody, but that person's got to be trustworthy. And if that person isn't trustworthy, pata nahi thodi apne ghar dilon di jehdi gall a, oh bahut sare, it can create a bigger problem for you, kyunki oh gall khilr jandi hai. So just be mindful, tusi kede naal gall karni hai. So just there are organisations out there, charities, jehde help karde a thanu, jithe tusi khulle dil naal gall kar sakde. You can go to your doctor and they can refer you to someone, jithe tusi Punjabi ch gall kar sakde, Hindu, Urdu, whatever your language is. So if that's a barrier, so just be mindful of because ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮਨ, when you're feeling low, you might easily trust somebody who might take advantage of your vulnerability. So and I think we all learn these lessons through life. ਵੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਝੜਦੇ ਨੇ, ਅਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਆਪਣੀ ਦਿਲੋਂ ਗੱਲ ਦੱਸ ਦਿੰਦੇ, ਬਾਅਦ ਚ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ I shouldn't have shared that, because that's my deepest secret that I didn't really want the whole world to know about, but that can happen. So it's really important to protect yourself from something like that happen. So it's important to talk, but just be mindful of who you're talking to and what information you're sharing. Because join a gym, community ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੁਝ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ group ਵੀ create ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ ਕੋਈ interest ਹੈਗੀ ਆ, connect with those kind of people, because they will uplift you and help you through this difficult time. So the next one's live a healthy life, isn't it?
Yes, so living a healthy life. So being active, enjoying the outdoors, and having a healthy, balanced diet all impact how we feel. So also, binning bad habits like smoking and cutting down on alcohol and caffeine can have a positive effect on our mood. This is so true, because the reason I'm saying this, I've known days when I've binged on junk food, and it does make me feel differently, and I don't feel good. And So it does an impact. So now recently, because when we started the gym and everything like that, I had to change my diet. I feel differently, I think differently, and it has a direct impact on our thinking, our physiology. It's like I said, it's all interconnected. You know, our food, the health part, the physical part, the mental part, the spiritual part, it's sara ikkathe ho raha hai. So the kind of food we eat, it does affect us. And being active, Sachi, honestly, even like they say, right, if you want to extend your lifespan, just do 20 minutes of vigorous exercise just 3 times a week. I mean, can't we give ourselves just beaming? Sachi, beaming then, some vigorous exercise just 3 times a week. That's all it takes. Sometimes think, oh, gym, we paid for there, or Kenta Jana, whatever. I think, oh, I've got time to give. Okay, if you can't do that, just 20 minutes. Very vigorous, brisk walk. You know, so if you haven't done it, build up, but just build up to 3 times a week. That's it. And then you've extended your lifespan.
And I think the other important thing is कई बारी ऐसी सोचदा है भी चलो you know जो कुछ भी अगर ठीक है या we don't bother with जो कुछ ਅਸੀਂ खांदे हैं जो कुछ ਅਸੀਂ पींदे हैं ਅਸੀਂ सौंदे हैं you know ਅਸੀਂ घरे रह के you know माड़े मोटे थां च you know we don't do anything to help our lifestyle but it's so important करके कई बारी ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੋਕ 10-15 ਗੋਲੀਆਂ ਖਾਂਦੇ ਆ you know there was a time when that could have been avoided करके you know जे डॉक्टर ने कहा भी थोड़ी सेहत थोड़ा शरीर भारा आ ज़्यादा ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਗੋਡੇ ਦੁਖਦੇ ਆ ਸਰੀਰ ਦੁਖਦਾ ਆ those are all signs to do something before you end up being medicated or being hospitalized you know long term. So if you want to remain active, enjoy your life, have good mental health and good physical health क्योंकि जे ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣਾ ਸਰੀਰ ਦੇ look after ਕਰਦੇ ਆ you know every hour you're supposed to get up ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ TV ਦੇਖਦੇ ਆ every ਘੰਟੇ ਨੂੰ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਉੱਠਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਆ walk about the house or do a little activity something be that will help your mental health क्योंकि जिन्ना ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਬਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ you just end up binging TV ਆ program ਆ ਗਿਆ ਆ drama ਆ ਗਿਆ you know what I mean the worse it affects your physical body but it also affects your mental health so getting up moving about and things like that is so important the ਦੂਜੀ ਗੱਲ ਹੈਗੀ ਹੈ ਜੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ if you can't join a gym you don't want to go outside for whatever reason you know TV ਤੇ ਹੁਣ ਬਹੁਤ exercise channel on YouTube there's so much easier to access so much stuff ਅੱਗੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ you know you had to go to the gym or you got to go to the community centre but ਹੁਣ ਤਾਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਫੋਨਾਂ ਤੇ everybody's got a phone you can you know you can download an app where you do a little bit of exercise in whichever way ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ exercise really ਚੰਗਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਆ it could be yoga it could be I don't know sitting in your chair you know there's so many there's no excuse for anybody not to do something that's not only going to get their heart rate up which is going to have a positive effect on your mental health because that's what we're talking about so just ਤੁਸੀਂ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ try ਕਰਿਓ 3 minutes investing that time in yourself you don't want to be taking tablets for the rest of your life that is not a life to be leading and not only that you know just remember that however many illnesses you got ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ abroad ਜਾਣਾ ਤੁਹਾਡੀ insurance ਵੀ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਵੱਧ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ I have to mention that because people forget that
yeah they do
you know your insurance just goes through the roof so live a healthy
and like
life
you said we don't want to keep waiting in the queue for the doctor trying to make an appointment. All that can stress with the trying to get an appointment. You can avoid all of that. And
just by investing a bit of time on yourself.
I know, but I know we've both been through it. You know, sometimes when you have those days, you're just feeling overwhelmed. There's so much to do. And then you think, right now, I just want to feel good. And sometimes you just need to go for a little run or a little quick jog or something. And you come back feeling different because just through that active physical jog, you just released all this serotonin. And you think all of a sudden you feel like a jaan aa gayi, kitho aa gayi. And all of a sudden, whatever you're thinking, feeling overwhelmed about, thinking, actually, I can handle it now.
And there's one other thing, ਜਿੱਦਾਂ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਸਿਆਣੇ ਹੋਈ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, you know, we're becoming older. You want to be able to play with your grandchildren. You know, you want to be able to really enjoy them. But if you're so you know ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਮਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਹੀ ਹੈਗਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਰੀਰ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਹੀ ਹੈਗਾ it's going to have a knock-on effect in what you can do you won't be able to take the children out or you know do all the lovely things that you'd want to do as a grandparent because you know your mental health has suffered or your physical health has suffered so just have a ਉਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚੋ ਵੀ you know you do want to enjoy that time ਜਿਹੜਾ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਆਪਣਾ ਫਲ ਆ you know, so take care of your own physical health, your mental health, because it's so important.
And just one more thing I just want to say. I've also noticed that a lot of people are deficient in some nutrients that causes mental health, like vitamin D3, and the other one zinc, and even what's the other one, magnesium. Magnesium for women, especially when they're going through menopause, they go through a lot of these mental health issues, depression, because women, when the estrogen level drops, because the body then has more cortisol, so there's more cortisol, then we go into this, you know, feeling mental health issues. So it's very important to have good quality magnesium and have the vitamin D, and just have some blood tests done. Such you'll realize that we are, when I was saying the estrogen level drops, we don't have that much. We become more, you know, dehydrated. So we need to be hydrated a lot during that time. And all these factors has a direct impact on our mental well-being.
And in terms of vitamins and things like that, you would need to go to your doctor and make sure, you know, you get the right levels of what you need. Not just to go into a chemist, you know, because pharmacy, you know, speak to the pharmacist.
No, just get the blood test done.
Get the blood test done, but also, you know, speak to your pharmacy and they will tell you what is the right amount for you, or based on your blood tests. The next thing is do something for yourself. So we forget that, you know, doing something for ourselves, we feel like we're being selfish, or, you know, I become karna wala, or become karna wala. So we find it hard because छोटे होंदे तो सन दस्से भी तुसी पहला family दे look after करो, घर दा look करो, and you're kind of last on the list. And we've got to get out of that mindset because जे असी खुश हैं बाकी आपे सारे खुश हैं, because we're doing something that makes us happy. Now it is difficult, I understand it is really difficult because life is so fast, but you know what, it is so important to do something that makes you as one individual happy, whatever your interest is. So from enjoying your favorite hobby, learning something new, or simply taking time to relax, it's important to do things that make you happy, like trying a new hobby or learning a new skill. Kuch ho sakda hai, you know, there's so much that you can do. College de vich tusi kuch na kuch sex sakde hain, gurdware ch sex sakde, community center ch kuch sex sakde hain, par kai bari asi darde hain kehna bhi, oh I don't want to go, meri umar ki ho gaya, hun meri umar kuch sikhan di ya. No, we personally as Love Laugh Live do not believe in age being something that stops you from excelling at anything. You know, क्योंकि साडे कोल इन्ने example है जिथे बुजुर्गां ने या, you know, बुजुर्गी, is that बुजुर्ग, old age people have done things which are absolutely amazing because they've gone out of their comfort zone and they've thought, you know what, main karna hi karna hai. They don't care about something, and sometimes it's because they feel depressed and they've been in the house and they know their body needs something different, so they've done it. You know, for just saying, you know, he's done his running and things like that.
There's so many,
there's so
good
many
examples.
Great examples. ਤਾਂ ਅਸੀਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਏਜ ਨਾ ਦੇਖੋ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਮਨ ਦੀ ਖੁਸ਼ੀ ਕਰੋ, ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਵੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਚੰਗਾ ਲੱਗਦਾ ਆ. You know, ਕਿਸੇ ਨਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੇ ਟੋਕਾ ਟਾਕੀ ਕਰਨੀ ਆ, ਪਰ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੀ, ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਪਣੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਇੰਜੋਏ ਕਰਨੀ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਰੋ.
And like I said, self-love means teet hona penda. Teet hona penda because you've done so much for everyone else, and Rabb ne thonu aa sareer ditta, it's your sareer, you born with it, so thodi responsibility hai. Somebody else is not walking in your sareer, so you take care of it. Another thing, when you're learning something new, anything new, and you're stimulating your mind, you are obviously creating new cells, brain cells, and then you have very less chances of things like dementia or Alzheimer's. So people even get an onset of that will start to feel the mental health issues, and not only for them, people around them, they start suffering from mental health issues because the person is having to go through, you know, Alzheimer's, whatever. So it's important, not pure mental health, and for the mental health people around you who love you, keep yourself so occupied with learning something new, because every time you're learning something, you're creating new, you know, neurons and everything firing, and there are new synapses, brain synapses. So you have to, you know, for your mental health well-being, there's so much. I said it, this dunya, our inner world, it's an ocean of knowledge for us to cultivate and enjoy and have a brilliant life. You know, I think this, even now, you and me, we just sometimes we're astounded that we're learning something new, things it's really taken us out of our comfort zone. Because that we'll be doing certain things that we're doing now, thinking, but yet we feel like students, we're always students, and we have new gurus and teachers and mentors, but the confidence it's giving us, the self-esteem is because we've stopped doing things that we've always been comfortable with. That's what we humans tend to do. I'm comfortable with this and I feel good about it, but oh my god, how good does it feel to achieve something that you never thought you could able to bust in your head, and you're thinking, hey, so honestly, I just think for your mental health well-being, God, do something very, very out of the ordinary, and a wonderful experience.
Definitely. ਸਾਡੇ ਫੈਮਲੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਜਾਂ ਸਾਡੇ ਕਲਚਰ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ, ਕਮਿਊਨਿਟੀ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਇੱਦਾਂ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਜਦੋਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ 50-60 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਦੇ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, whatever, ਰਿਟਾਇਰ ਹੋ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਆ ਬਸ ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਕੰਮ ਕਰ ਲਿਆ ਜੋ ਕੁਝ ਕਰਨਾ ਸੀ, so now I'm just going to sit at home, maybe go for one walk, maybe go to the Gurdwara, that's it, my life's over. No, your life isn't over, your life has just begun. Because ਤੁਸੀਂ voluntary work ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਤੇ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਸਿਖਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, ਤੁਸੀਂ you can maybe do something in the hospitals or in the community centers. ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਕੋਈ ਫਾਇਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ, ਪਰ ਕਈ ਵਾਰੀ ਅਸੀਂ ਸੋਚਦੇ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਰਿਟਾਇਰ ਹੋਣ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ I don't need to work, but we do need structure. Because I'm a big fan of structure, and I always say I would never want to retire, because sometimes retirement means you just give up on life. You have nothing to look forward to. So doing something within your community, ਜਿਹੜਾ ਵੀ ਕੋਈ ਕੰਮ ਹੋਵੇ, ਜਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਸਿਖਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, you can set up a community of your own. Voluntary work ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, ਜਿੰਨਾ ਚਿਰ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਸਰੀਰ ਚੱਲਦਾ, you do have something to give. But sometimes we think, ਮੈਂ ਕੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਸਿਖਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ. I mean, I'd love to know the history of some of our older people, if they were to do some kind of YouTube or anything, speak about their own experiences, how they came to this country. But otherwise it's going to be lost. And it just goes, and we know nothing. So it's important for our much older generation to still continue with life and enjoy it, find things which are going to take them out of their comfort zone. ਔਖਾ ਹੋਣਾ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਜ਼ਰੂਰ ਹੋਣਾ, but you'll make new friends, you'll enjoy going somewhere new, you'll feel valued. ਤੁਸੀਂ ਸੋਚੋਗੇ ਵੀ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਮੇਰੀ ਕੋਈ ਕਦਰ ਕਰਦਾ ਹੈ, ਘਰ ਦੇ ਕਰਨ ਨਾ ਕਰਨ, it doesn't matter, but you're going to do something that makes you feel valued as a human being. Because otherwise I feel like sometimes the elderly are just waiting to die, and we wouldn't want that. ਨਿਆਣੇ ਵਿਆਹਲੇ ਸਾਨੂੰ ਹੁਣ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਸਾਡੀ ਕਿਸੇ ਦੀ ਕੋਈ
ਤਾਂ ਸਿਆਣੇ ਰਹਿ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਆ, they start shrinking. ਪਹਿਲਾਂ ਲੰਬੇ ਚੌੜੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਸੀ, and the body starts to shrink because they think there's no value in them. They start to feel they don't not needed as much. So ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸੋਚ ਆ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਹੈ, the ਬਿਮਾਰੀਆਂ ਆ ਜਾਂਦੀਆਂ, ਸਰੀਰ starts shrinking, the body just listens to you. Well, thinking if you don't feel significant anymore, I'm just going to let you shrink away, and holi they just waste away.
And ਤੁਸੀਂ gym join ਕਰ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ, it doesn't matter how old you are. ਸਾਡੇ on the gym I go to, there's people who are 60, 70, 80 years old, men and women, who just go do a bit of exercise, maybe do a bit of swimming or something that works for their body, ਜਿੱਥੇ ਉਹ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲਦੇ ਵਰਤਦੇ ਆ, and they feel connected again to society or the community. ਜ਼ਰੂਰੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਵੀ ਤੁਸੀਂ 2-3 ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ you think that's it, ਮੇਰਾ ਤਾਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੋਈ ਜੀਣ ਦਾ ਕੋਈ ਮਤਲਬ ਵੀ ਨਿਆਣੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕੋਈ ਕਦਰ ਕਰਦੇ, ਜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਦੇ ਨਾ ਕਰਨ, ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਲਾਈਫ ਬਣਾਓ,
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੀ ਕਦਰ ਕਰੋ,
ਆਪਣੀ ਕਦਰ ਕਰੋ ਵੀ ਹਾਂ ਵੀ ਮੇਰਾ ਸਰੀਰ ਚੱਲਦਾ, ਮੈਂ ਕੁਛ ਨਾ ਕੁਛ you can get an allotment and do some like I don't know what they call it, gardening.
What do you do with allotment?
You can do bhangra. If you want to do bhangra at your allotment, you can do bhangra. We have no issue with that. So
that's actually a good idea, really.
Set up your own little group.
Bhangra allotment,
create a walking group. ਤੁਸੀਂ travel ਕਰੋ. You just go to India, go to other places. ਸਿਆਣਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਗਰੁੱਪਾਂ ਇੰਨੀਆਂ ਜ਼ਿਆਦੀਆਂ ਹੈਗੀਆਂ ਆ, for everybody, not just for the elderly. But our point is that age is just a number. You really, you can continue enjoying your life. You know, you could be the example in your family. You know, to be the person that goes and does different things and inspire people.
Recently, there's this group shuru hoya Birmingham. I mean, there's probably other groups as well. This is one I know of. It's called a karaoke star. So, sare bande ale duale who are live around there. Women, women, everyone who just want to connect with other people, who just want to
enjoy music,
and they're not proper kalakar or singers, but they just want to.
There might be a star in the making.
It probably is, definitely. That's where you don't know when it's going to happen. But these people who just want to sit at home, watch the soaps or the dramas, they're actually getting out in the weekday, shamnu, and meeting other people, having a cup of tea, but then listening to other people just attempting singing. That's what I mean. They're making the effort. So this is what I mean. Kine opportunities hai just grab it and enjoy it.
The jo kuch bhi tusi sikhya, you know, if you're good at gardening or, you know, whether you're good at woodwork or whatever it is that you're good at, tusi kisi nu sikha sakde. Sometimes, unfortunately, our own families might not be interested in our skill. That's okay. But somebody out there will be interested in what you've got to offer. But you have to have the confidence. Tuade ch chahat honi chahiye bhi haan bhi main किसी ने दसना मैं किसी ने गल्लां बातां करनियां ਇਹਦੇ ਬਾਰੇ so please think about that and do something that's going to enhance your life ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਲੱਗਣਾ ਵੀ ਮੈਂ ਸਵੇਰ ਨੂੰ ਨਾ ਉੱਠ ਕੇ मैं शुकराना करना भी हाँ भी मैंने रब ने खो दिहाड़ी दी where I can enjoy my life and just do something different. Find out what is on in your community. The last one is
I'll let you do that one.
write a letter to your future self. You did this actually better than me. So ਇਹਦਾ ਹੈਗਾ ਆ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਆਪਣੇ ਆਪ ਨੂੰ ਚਿੱਠੀ ਲਿਖਦੇ ਆ कि you do this one's better for you.
You're writing a letter to your future self.
चिट्ठी लिखनी है.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਚਿੱਠੀ ਲਿਖ ਰਹੇ right ਹੁਣ time. And so imagine to the future self, let's say in 10, 20 years time. So I'll write a future letter. This is just a fun thing to do, right? Hello, Sastrika. Tu oddai soni lagdi hai, ta hun lagdi hai. So just have fun with it. Yeah, and but I'm so proud of you. So imagine tusi chitti likh rahe and this is going 20 years ahead. But so I'm so proud of you. You've achieved so much in your life. You managed to, let's say, climb this mountain. You managed to
raise a family.
You've achieved these massive awards, you know, you won this OBE, kuch bhi keh lo, right? Marathon. But at that chitti likho, so you actually feel that chitti mein likh liya, and then I said, and you say, I'm very proud of you, and I love you for this beautiful life, and I can see you just continue excelling, and whatever you do, you just gonna pass with flying colors. You're really praising yourself. And that letter, shabash karniya. So that chitti has power. So chitti which you know, let's say 20 years time, is jo kuch likhe sachi sort of honiya ho gaya. So you're just saying thank you to your future self that you have been such a good life, you've been caring and you've taken care of yourself, you've honored your health, you've had good thoughts, you're focused on good things in life, you forgave yourself, you forgave others, you let go of all your grudges and let go of all the blame, that you just focused on shukrana all your life, and the Rabb has been so beautiful in your life and made wonderful things happen.
I think that's a brilliant idea, but I also think ਹੋਰ ਵੀ ਚਿੱਠੀ ਲਿਖਣੀ ਚਾਹੀਦੀ ਆ ਇੱਕ ਤਾਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ to your future self, but one to your past life ਕਿ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਚੀਜ਼ਾਂ ਤੁਸੀਂ achieve ਕੀਤੀਆਂ ਆ. You know, sometimes we forget what we've done. ਜਿੱਦਾਂ you know, well, you know, you've raised your family, you know, you're so grateful that your children are happy, your grandchildren, your home, all of your ਕੱਲੇ ਜਿਹੜੀਆਂ ਤੁਹਾਡੀਆਂ achievement ਆ. You know, you should celebrate the fact that you've got so far in your life.
So when you're reading this letter now in the future, the one written, so this will become your past.
So definitely. But it also means you're celebrating what you have already achieved as well as what you want to achieve. So it's a twofold thing. So
try it. It's such a fun thing to do.
Enjoyed our show about mental health awareness. It's definitely going to make a difference to us because we're going to go home and write letters today. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Love, laugh, live, and take care.